Hey guys, how are you today? And welcome to another episode of F1 on this week, where I talk about what happened in this week, in previous years, in Formula 1. So, let's get started. First thing, on July the 17th, a lot of sad news from the state for some reason. In 2015, it was announced that Jules Bianchi passed away. Of course, we remember he had his injury when he crashed out of the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix. And he was in hospital for a long time, but sadly on July 17, 2015 it was announced that he passed away. Very sad times. Of course, he is the latest driver to die after competing in a Formula 1 race, and well, he could have been a future champion. Sadly, we only got to see him drive in the Mauritia, but we never really got to see him drive in a better car. But he got points in that car around Monaco in 2014, so he's clearly impressive. And he was on the Ferrari test driver program, so he certainly had potential, a lot of potential. And who knows what could have happened to him had he been able to continue his career. But yeah, that has to be one of the saddest things I've ever had to talk about on my channel, Jules Bianchi dying. And then also on July 17th, this is in 1995, Manuel Fangio also died. He was 84. He is regarded as one of the best drivers ever. That's what it is for sure. He won the championship 5 times, and he won 24 races after 51 race starts. So nearly a 50% rate of race wins, just under 50% to be fair. And yeah, pretty special driver. As you know, one of the people in the 1950s, 1960s era of F1, not the modern era. And I don't know, was the sport harder back then? Does that make him traitor, or how would you think he would do if he was in the sport right now? Tell me in the comments. I don't know. How do you think the sport compares now to back then? Of course, back then the sport was much more dangerous. But in terms of the difficulty of the sport, when do you think it was harder? Now or then? Tell me. Anyway, moving on. July the 20th, so moving on a few days. The 2003 British Grand Prix, and yeah, pretty crazy one. Essentially, a Catholic priest or something, I don't know exactly, had a protest and ran onto the track during the 2003 British Grand Prix, really disrupting the race. And I'm not exactly sure what he was protesting about, but maybe someone tell me in the comments if you remember that race. And yeah, the race was won by Rubens Barrichello, and the race of course was affected by this protest because of course the safety car and that changed the grid, and Barrichello had a good victory in that Grand Prix. But annoyingly for him, on July 22nd, when he was at Heathrow Airport so he could travel somewhere else, the trophy got broken by someone who knocked into it by mistake. So yeah, Barrichello is known for being an unlucky F1 driver, and maybe this incident sums it up. Also on July the 22nd, Michael Schumacher won his 5th Formula 1 world title, which equals the record of Manuel Fangio, who I've already talked about in this episode. And he won this in the 11th round. Schumacher won this championship in the 11th round, showing how dominant he really was that season and at that time. And of course, yeah, that season probably wasn't the most entertaining. I think Schumacher seemed to find it pretty simple to win that championship. And imagine winning at round 11, but only round 11 soon in the 2017 season. So, it's before the summer break. I don't know what race where France was on the calendar, and round 11 was on the calendar in 2002. But, there was still plenty of races to go. So yeah, that is pretty mad stuff. And shows how dominant Schumacher was. We've had dominant Vettel years, but he never won it that early. He only ever won it with a few rounds to go, or in the final round. So yeah, it really says something about how amazing Michael Schumacher was as an F1 driver. Finally, while we're still talking about Schumacher, of course, Bernie Ecclestone around this time was always defending Schumacher and saying that F1 needed a superstar, and that's why it's good he's there. All sports have superstars, and Schumacher was a superstar for F1. Finally, July 23rd in 2002, Jenson Button announced he'd been moving to the BAR team, and he thought he could win a world championship there. Well, they came second in Constructors 2004, and then we know for the 2006 season they were taken over probably by Honda, and they won a race in that season, in the 2006 season, of course, winning the Hungarian Grand Prix of a wet and dry race. And then we know they had a tough 2007, 2008, but then they were taken over by Ross Brawn after Honda went bankrupt during recession, and then they won the World Championship in 2009. So yeah, in a way, Jenson Button was sort of proved right. And yeah, as for Jenson Button, where do you think he ranks amongst other top drivers of the current generation, like Hamilton, Vettel, and Alonso? Where do you think Button ranks? I've always seen him as a little bit below. But what do you think, guys? Tell me in the comments, and I'll see you next week for more F1 on This Week. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you really enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this and other types of videos, please subscribe to my channel. If you have anything to say in the comments, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Also, go and check out the video that should be on screen right now, and come and follow me on Twitter, BigGaming342, and Facebook, BigGaming342, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.